Hello, everybody. Welcome to You Need Balance. I'm Skylar. This is my home lab, and today we're going to be focusing on releasing tension and inflammation in our muscles. So hopefully you had an opportunity to read the description of the video, and one of them is to have some sort of a massage tool with you, whether that's a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball, even if you have a foam roller or a massage stick, you're welcome to use that as well. Anything you have lying around. And today I want to start off with a little bit of tissue release. So this is going to help loosen any tight muscles that you have. I'll be guiding you through a few specific areas that can also help reduce headaches if you have any tension in your upper neck or shoulder area. But if you're already sore or you already know some areas that you feel like you'd like to focus on, feel free to use this time as a little bit of a freelance style to help decrease any tension and soreness that you have today. So what I want you to do first is lay all the way flat onto your back, and you're going to use your ball or your massage tool and place it underneath your head. So I want you to use your fingertips first and try to manipulate the bony point right in the back of your skull there. And then take your fingertips about half an inch to the right and half an inch below, and see if you can find the muscle right underneath your neck and your skull there. And if you have any tension or soreness or stress, or maybe your dog is barking all day and you just are tensing up trying to get him to be quiet, then it might feel good to relax your head down onto the ball using your fingers as much as you need to help guide the ball into an area that feels like you're getting some muscle. So you don't really want to be digging directly onto your skull there. You want to try to find the muscle all the way in the back of your neck. So our trapezius muscle actually goes all the way up to this area and then spans down through the shoulder and through the back. So this is more of your upper trap that we're focusing on here. And the first thing you're doing is just relaxing, putting pressure into the ball. And then you can maybe slowly shake your head no, as long as that feels okay, and slowly massage your own neck onto the ball. And maybe that feels okay, so you start moving down a little bit further. Again, focusing on the soft, meaty tissue on the back of your neck so that you're not directly on the bony piece of your vertebrae there. So again, once you find that area, you might just press into it. Try to find some nice steady breaths as you breathe. And then maybe try to start shaking your head no as you let the muscle move around the ball. Take this nice and slow and controlled here, and then you can make sure you do the same thing, spend the same amount of time on the other side. So if you're ready, let's slowly try to find that same part on the left side. And again, you might just use a little bit of self-exploration here. Most of the time, we don't give ourselves enough tender love and care, enough self-care. So this is a great opportunity to remind yourself to slow down, and I will guide you through a little bit of some tissue release today before we get going in the balance. Of course, we're still going to get a little bit of balance work in today, of course, but starting with mind-body balance is a great way to help connect your mind with how your body is actually feeling. And then you can allow yourself to start sending signals to the muscles that need help releasing. Another piece to help set your environment today is to follow the lab on Spotify. We have a few different playlists curated for our specific classes, so you can allow yourself to follow the You Need Balance playlist if you'd like some tunes today. And also, if you have any essential oils, it's a great time to allow yourself to use those. I have peppermint diffusing into the air today, which can help reduce headaches and clear your respiratory system. But it can also help improve your focus and creativity by just completely re-inspiring your senses, refreshing your senses. And especially during this time, it can help get rid of any bacteria or viruses or ease nausea. So I'm hoping everyone is here because you're staying healthy, but this is just a way to help cleanse the senses today. So let's slowly take the ball underneath from outside of your neck, and I just want you to relax your head down on the ground. Notice how it feels. Do you feel any different than you did when you first laid down on the ground today? And then slowly start shaking your head no. And see if you have any more range of motion. Maybe it feels lighter, or maybe you've become aware of other areas that you need to focus on. So let's pay attention here. And then we can slowly bring the ball out to the side. So we'll leave that there. Keep it with you throughout the day. I always encourage getting on some type of a self-massage tool at least once a day. And I want you to bring your feet flat to the ground. Dig your heels down into the ground. Try to pinch your shoulders down and back and relax your arms down by the side, palms up. Start digging your heels down into the ground, taking your time as you squeeze your glutes to lift your hips as high as you can. And see if you can pinch your shoulder blades in a little bit closer together. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, slowly release one vertebrae at a time as your shoulder blades begin to spread and you relax your back all the way back into the ground. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, dig your heels down. Slowly start to rise up, pinching your shoulder blades together, squeezing your glutes. And slowly release back down, one vertebrae at a time, pressing your back into the ground, bringing your knees up into your chest, and then slowly rock side to side. Another version of self-massage, massaging your back into the ground. You're just using your own body weight to allow your muscles to release some tension. Notice how it feels. And then you'll slowly start to straighten your legs. See if you can straighten your legs. You might be just keeping your knees bent here, but see if you can straighten both legs as much as you can. Maybe you can grab onto your hamstrings here. See if you can keep your toes pointed. And then slowly start to flex your toes. Notice how you can get a little bit more of a stretch through the calves here, and you might even notice that your knees bend as you do that. Slowly start to stretch as far as you can, and then hug your knees back into your chest, but hold on to your hamstrings. We're slowly going to start rocking forward and back. And then I want you to try to use your momentum and your core strength to try to come up to balance on your sit bones. You might take a few times. You might get up and accidentally touch your feet to the ground. That's okay. See if you can try again. Rock back. Use your core to stop yourself in the center. Keep your shoulders down and back, chest up. Knees are just slightly bent. See if you can keep your shins parallel to the ground. The core is strong. Your chest is lifting. 3, 2, and 1. Let's slowly cross your ankles and curl up into a tight ball. So balance is all about being able to control your body even when your center of gravity changes. See if you can rock back again. Balance on your sit bones. Shins are parallel. And throughout this class, we'll often just be taking our body and putting it into different shapes. Sometimes it's lengthening and expanding. See if you can straighten your arms and your legs nice and long. And sometimes it's compressing and compacting our body into itself. So see if you can bring your feet to the ground, bend your knees, wrap your arms around your shin, tuck your chin, and see how tightly you can really compact into your own body. Squeezing yourself nice and long. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, start to rock back. We're starting into this seated balance. Shins are parallel. See if you can release your arms. Inhale, slowly start to straighten out. Maybe your legs can straighten and hover over the ground. Maybe your arms can straighten and hover over the ground, over your head. 3, 2, 1. Big exhale. Sit all the way up. Let's compact ourselves again in a tight ball. Squeeze yourself nice and tight. Tuck the chin. And slowly lift the head up. We're going to cross the ankles and roll over to all fours. You can also just swing your legs to the side if that's more comfortable for you. So we're on our hands and our knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we'll slowly start rocking through to cat-cow. Now this time, as you start to warm the spine up, think about the muscles that you just released in the back of your neck. And we're actually going to start with the head. So I want you to think about a rolling cat-cow. I want you to go all the way as far as you can into cow, pulling your shoulders down and back, and then start with the head. Tuck the chin. Slowly start to roll vertebrae by vertebrae, lifting up through the shoulder blades, letting your tailbone be the last thing to curl up into your final cat position, and then slowly lift the head, starting with the head, slowly transitioning through to our cow posture. Take your time. Exhale as you tuck the chin and slowly start to roll through the vertebrae all the way up into cat. And inhale, lift the head, slowly start to roll through the spine into cow. Try to keep your mind focused on your whole neck, upper shoulder area. Notice how it feels. Are you feeling any tension? Are you feeling any pain or soreness? Last time here, lift the head, slowly roll one vertebrae at a time. Taking your time here, let's slowly start to rock forward and back. And at any point, anytime you do some self-massage on your own, you really only need 30 seconds per muscle group. Really 30 to 60 seconds is usually enough time to start to feel some tension release. So it doesn't need to be this whole added routine in your day. And you can really just focus on one muscle at a time as we slowly start rocking forward and back. Now we'll slowly come back to all fours, tuck your toes and lift the knees up. Now we're balancing on the toes and the hands. As you start to come into the physical body, let's start engaging the core. 3, 2, 1. Knees down, untuck the toes, push the hips back to child's pose, reach the arms out long. Inhale, lift the chest, bring the hands back down, tuck the toes under for all fours. Hover those knees over the ground. This time you're going to try to lift one arm straight up, leading with the thumb. Bring it back down. See if you can do the same thing with the other side without moving your body. Turn your thumb up, lift, and knees down, hips back, child's pose. You can stay at the first level that we did, just hovering the knees, or you can continue progressing with me. Press your hands down, tuck your toes, hover the knees over the ground. Turn your right thumb up, reach up at an angle, all the way back down. Turn your left thumb up, reach out at an angle. Right thumb turns up, reaching out to the side, straight to the side. Opposite side, left thumb turns up, reach, pinching your shoulder blades back. Drop the knees, untuck the toes, and exhale, child's pose. Great job. We have one more like that. Find your variation and stick with it. Inhale, come back to all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders. Press down into the ground. Tuck the toes under. Hover the knees over the ground, starting with the left arm this time. Left arm, thumb goes up and down. Right hand, turn the thumb up. Pinch the shoulder blades down and back. Left out to the side. Here we go. Try to keep hovering those knees over the ground. Right thumb turns up. One more here. Left thumb turns up. Elbow bent 90 degrees. Last one. Here we go. 90 degrees at the elbow. Pinching the shoulder blade back. Knees down. Child's pose. Great job. Big deep breath in. And exhale all the way out. Now turn your head, bringing your right ear towards the ground. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Slowly turn your left ear to the ground. Relax your neck, relax your head. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Then slowly bring your forehead back to the ground. Wrap your arms around your body, palms up. Try to let your shoulders relax. We're taking a lot of tender love and care into our head, neck, and shoulders today. Deep inhale. Try to find some stillness. Exhale it all out. Now slowly bring your arms back overhead.
Keep your head on the ground and see if you can just balance on the top of your head. Press your hands into the ground so that your head is not crunching down into the ground. Now slowly draw your hands back towards your knees. See if you can press your shins into the ground, press your feet, press your hands into the ground, almost like you're trying to lift your head off the ground. All the strength in your arms, but the head and neck are just releasing. 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way up, all the way to all fours.
Great job. Coming back to our all fours position. Tuck your toes under, push your hips up and back, downward dog. Slowly start walking out the legs one at a time, just bending one knee and then the other, shaking it out. Shake your head no, and yes, stretching out the neck. Look back towards your belly button. Inhale, rise up on your toes, bend your knees and look forward. See if you can step 1 foot at a time all the way up to the top of the mat. Great job. Slowly relax the head, relax the neck, deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Bend your elbows, grab opposite elbows, and slowly start to rock side to side, stretching through the lower back. Try to let the head just relax and hang. Relax the arms, tuck your chin, and slowly start to draw your fingertips up the front of your legs, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling up at a time. Keep your chin tucked. Roll the shoulder blades down and back, and slowly let the head be the last thing up. Let's shake your head no. See how far you can turn and look behind you. It's always good to say no every once in a while. And then slowly shake your head yes. Tuck your chin. Look up as high as you can. See if you can find your full range of motion here. And then we're going to say, I don't know, bringing your right ear to your right shoulder and your left ear to your left shoulder. Just shaking it out sometimes feels really good. So next we're going to start warming up here with our single leg balances. We'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the arms to the hips. Inhale, lift the chest nice and tall and bring your right knee up as high as you can without hunching forward. Deep inhale, deep exhale. See how high you can hold it. Can you lift your knee a little bit higher? Exhale, slowly lower back down. Great job. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, pulling the belly button in. Inhale, bend your knees, rise your arms up overhead. Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall. Great job. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Lift your chest up nice and tall. We're bringing the left knee up this time. We're standing here in a nice, strong balance. Keep breathing. See if you can lift your knee a little bit higher. Here we go. Breathe in and breathe out. A little bit higher. And then we'll slowly start to lower that leg. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, pulling your belly button in. Inhale, bend your knees, rise your arms up overhead. Utkatasana. Exhale, release. Great job. Next progression, you can stay where you were before or continue working with me. Inhale, rise the knee up. Back to the right side this time. See if you can start kicking your heel forward, maintaining your balance. The hands are on the hips here to try to find your hip bone, find your pelvic girdle. Notice if your hips are sagging or rotating, or maybe you're even hunching forward. Try to stand up tall. If your leg is down here, that's okay. You'll slowly start to progress. So we're first reaching the knee up as high as we can, and then start to kick the heel. Notice as you kick the heel out, what's happening to your knee. Your knee actually starts to lower. A scientific concept called active insufficiency. It's always good to learn something new. So once your leg is straight, you're trying to keep your toes active. See if you can drive those toes up to the ceiling without hunching forward. Squeezing the quad and exhale, slowly release. Great job. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees, rise your arms up overhead, looking up towards your thumbs. Exhale, release the arms back down. Left leg, find those hip points. See if you can maintain a neutral pelvic girdle as you bring your left knee up. Shoulders back, core is engaged. See how high you can lift that knee and then slowly start to straighten the leg. Find your focus, find your balance. You're kicking through that heel as if you were trying to stomp through a wall right in front of you. Now notice this quad here. I'm sure you're feeling it by now. See if you can lift it a little bit higher. And maybe a little bit higher. Here we go. Keep breathing here. You got this. Find your balance, find your focus. And exhale, slowly release. Great job. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Pull your belly button in. Inhale, bend your knees, rise your arms up overhead, tuck your tailbone, and exhale, release. Great job. We'll continue progressing. If you feel like you've reached your limit, then keep working on where you're at. That's perfect. All right, left leg is the standing leg. We'll inhale, bring the right knee up. Then slowly start to extend just like you did before. See how high you can lift that leg. Now listen carefully. This time you're going to start hinging at the hips and making this same shape but behind you. We're doing a single leg RDL or warrior 3. See if you can swing this leg back and through without touching the ground. Woo. Good, just like that. Now you're trying to stomp on the wall behind you. The toes are still flexed. You're still active, lifting up through this hip. The core is engaged. Make sure you're not shrugging here. We just did all of that neck and shoulder release. So keep the shoulders down and back. Here we go. Keep the core strong. Keep the glutes strong. We're focusing on your balance. You got this. Now I want you to try to extend your arms back behind you. Palms are facing down. See how high you can start lifting your arms straight behind you. Complete shoulder extension. And then as you start to unwind, you're bringing your right knee back through. Try not to touch the ground and curling your elbows at the same time. Imagine your arms are lifting your knees up with you. Squeeze those biceps and slowly lower back down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank, your version of vinyasa. Slowly lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Just to get a little bit of movement here, especially all of that tightness in the ankle. It might feel good to roll over the toes after all of this balance. And then we'll inhale, rise up on the toes, bend the knees. See if you can come up to the top of the mat one step at a time. Lengthen as you look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise the arms up. Utkatasana, tucking your tailbone. Exhale, release the arms back down. All right, left leg, you know what you have coming for you. Right leg is the standing leg. Set your focus, set your mindset here. It's all slow and controlled movement. Hands on the hips. Let's inhale, bring that left knee up. Remember, you can always stay here. Just keep practicing on your balance. See if you can start engaging that left leg. Start kicking out. Try to kick that wall right in front of you. Strong heel, strong quad. See if you can lift up a little bit higher. Chest up, shoulders are back. If you have a mirror near you, this is a great way to practice in front of the mirror so that you can make sure you're keeping proper posture. The integrity of your technique is still intact. Even if your leg is down here, I still want you to keep practicing. You got this. Try to lift up a little bit higher. Now we'll start hinging at the hips. See if you can transition into warrior 3 without touching the ground. We'll slowly start to swing through. Don't lose your focus. We're looking straight down. Keep this back leg internally rotated. Notice if your hips are open. Your big toe should be pointing straight down now on that left foot, and your glute is still engaged. Find your balance. You got this. Keep the core strong. Make sure you're not shrugging up here. See if you can start extending those arms, palms down. Keep your balance. Nice and controlled. Squeeze those triceps. See how far you can extend those shoulders back and down, creating as much space between your ears and your shoulders as possible. And then slowly start to bring your left knee up to your chest without touching the ground, and bicep curl as if your palms were lifting your knee up like a marionette. Squeeze those biceps and slowly release it back down. Great job. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or hop your feet back into plank. Your version of vinyasa here. Slowly lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Use this time to walk out the calves. You can always drop your knees down for child's pose at any point, or it might feel good to kind of go back to your roots of traditional yoga and just find some stillness here. See if you can focus on engaging those quads. We did a lot of single leg balance work. See if you can turn and look towards your belly button. Deep breathing here. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. Inhale, start to rise up on your toes and round through the spine like a worm all the way through until you're in this high plank position. From high plank, you're going to press your right hand down into the ground and start pivoting your hips to the side for a side plank. Now the right leg is going to kick through, straighten the leg, kind of like this fallen triangle. And then your left arm is going to circle up and around, reaching for the ceiling. Exhale, left hand comes back down. Sweep the leg through back to high plank. Repeat on the other side. Press the left hand down into the ground. Start pivoting on the toes. Take this slow and controlled. See if your muscles can control every little motion here. Left leg is kicking through, straight on the ground. And then start to reach the right arm up nice and tall. Slowly start to bring that hand back down, and we're kicking that leg all the way back through. One more time on each side, this variation. Right hand is pressing down. Slowly start to pivot the toes. Here we go, lifting up, kicking the right leg through. Take your time, see if you can lift those left fingertips up nice and high. Slowly come back down. Both hands on the ground, pressing evenly. Kick it through, back through high plank. Left hand is pushing into the ground. Start to pivot. Use the hips, the obliques here, lifting you up for support. Left leg is kicking through, under control. Right arm lifting up, nice and tall. And slowly bring that hand back down to the ground. We're working through the core, high plank. Your version of vinyasa, you can always use child's pose if you need to. Slowly lower down. Inhale, upward dog. You can always add in this extra push-up if you like. Back to this low plank to high. Exhale, downward dog. Great job. Shake it out. You can always drop your knees. Exhale, press your hips back to child's pose. And we'll slowly meet into this narrow child's pose where you're going to squeeze your knees together, drop your forehead to the ground, and just like we did in the warm-up, slowly start to bring your arms around your side. Palms up. See if you can pull your shoulders down and back away from your ears, letting your head, neck, and shoulders relax. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Slowly inhale, rise up. We're going to take this plank transition into a different direction here. So we're moving in all different planes. Balance is all about finding different ways to transfer our body weight and see if we can maintain our balance. So we're coming back into this all fours position. Right from the beginning, our hands are on the ground. Our knees are hovering over the ground. You're going to step your right foot forward, like in this low plank, and then lift your right hand, kick your left leg all the way through and forward, like you're trying to stomp on the wall in front of you. Slowly start to swing back through to this low plank and all the way back to your hovering quadruped position. All right, let's repeat. We're going to do this a few times, so if you're having trouble getting it, don't worry, you'll get it. Okay, first step, we're in this hovering quadruped position. Left leg is stepping to the outside of the hands. Left arm is rowing back, pinching your shoulder blade back. Try to kick your right leg straight forward, stomping on the wall in front of you. Slowly start to transition back through to this hovering quadruped position. All right, this time, right foot steps to the outside. Right arm rows back, pinch it back, kick that left leg straight through, all the way, nice and strong, like it's just hovering over the ground. Slowly transition back, hovering quadruped. Left foot steps to the outside. Left arm is rowing back, kick it through. You got this. All the way back, hovering quadruped. Here we go. See how well you can balance. The more slow and controlled you can move here, the more you can control and balance your body weight, regardless of where your position goes. So imagine if you slip on ice, you're going to be ready to catch it. Catch yourself, I guess. Right leg comes to the outside. Left leg is stepping through. Kick, nice and strong. Row that right arm back. All the way, rotate back through. Hovering quadruped position. Left foot steps to the outside. Left arm is rowing back. Right leg is kicking through, nice and strong. Pull it all the way back. Left hand comes back to the ground. And we'll slowly drop the knees down, untuck the toes, push the hips back, reach the arms forward, rest the forehead down, child's pose. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Find your focus. Here we go. We're going to slowly add on to that. So we'll come forward, rolling through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. It's the name of the game here. We have one more flow to go through, and then we'll slowly start to unwind. Hands are pressing into the ground. Tuck the toes under. We're coming back to this quadruped position. Lift the knees up. This time we're just rotating to the side. So now your left arm pulls back, your right leg kicks through. Remember this from the warm-up. Great job. Let's slowly rotate back through center. Right arm rows back, left leg kicks through. Finding control here. See if you can keep the knees hovering all the way through. Notice when you come back, you're rotating, hovering the knees. Great job. That's it. We have one more each side like this. There we go. Last one. Now we're coming back through quadruped. You're going to slowly now step the right hand, the foot all the way on the ground and extend like a glute bridge, reaching your arm up overhead. Great job. Take your time. Any extra movements might feel good here. And then slowly rotate the hips back through. Plant the hands evenly. Check the integrity of your hovering quadruped position every time. Every time you should be coming right back through center. Now let's start twisting. This time you're planting the left foot on the ground, extending up into a glute bridge. Reach your arm out nice and long. Any extra movements that feel good. And then slowly transition all the way back through your hovering quadruped. One more each side. Rotate the lower body. Plant your right foot through. Glute bridge up. Extend all the way through your arm, reaching up nice and long and slowly transitioning through. Here we go. Back through quadruped last time. Transition the lower body. Both feet strong on the ground. Squeeze the glutes up. Reach up nice and long. And exhale. Take your time. Don't give up here, even though we're almost done. Come back to quadruped hovering. Keep the belly button up. Push yourself away from the ground. Come on, you got this. 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees out wide. The knees should be about the width of your yoga mat if you're on one. Bring the big toes together. Push your hips back. And let's slowly bring back into child's pose. Beautiful work today. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Slowly start to rock forward into cobra. Bring the legs together, lift the chest. See if you can slowly look over your shoulder, stretching through the neck here. Great job. And then exhale, tuck the toes, push the hips back to downward dog. Back in downward dog, we're going to slowly shake the head no. And shake the head yes. And inhale, rise up on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, press your hands into the ground. This time, we're stepping all the way through to a seat. Great job. Our legs are going to come into a nice straight stance. Dandasana, staff posture here. Engaging the quads, toes are pointing up, hands are down by the hips, press down into the ground, lift up through the spine, and then tuck the chin. Nice and strong here. The core is engaged. If this is difficult for you to maintain, you can bend your knees a little bit, or you could even take a block and raise your hips up a little bit as well if that feels better. So you can just sit your hip bones right on top. See if that helps. You're trying to lengthen through the spine and tuck the chin, stretching through the neck. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Great job. Now you can maintain, if you're on a block, you can keep your hips on a block, or you can come to seat and we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and bring your heels as close into your body as you can. And then use your thumbs to massage into the arches of your feet and see if you can open them up like a book, like you're reading the soles of your feet. Oh, the stories, I'm sure they can tell. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, tuck your chin again. Stretching through the neck. Now your hands are grabbing onto your toes, the balls of your feet, to try to maintain control here. And the spine is lifting up, so you have this opposing force. You should feel your shoulders pulling down and back. And your chin is tucking. Maintain everything else where it is and see if you can slowly bring your right ear closer to your right shoulder. Make sure you're not leaning. Don't let your shoulder round up with you. Keep those shoulders down and back and just bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I can smell the peppermint here. It smells wonderful. And then inhale, slowly lift the head, and now we'll try to bring your left ear to your left shoulder, still pulling your shoulders down and back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. And then slowly inhale to lift up tall, lengthening the spine. Exhale, this time we're folding forward, pulling your belly button in. Maybe this is as far as you can go, that's fine. Or you can slowly start to just work your chest closer towards your toes as far as you can, finding a nice deep stretch. As long as you can maintain your breath, you can try stretching a little bit further. Deep inhale and deep exhale. And slowly inhale, rise up nice and tall, tucking your chin, letting your head be the last thing to come up. I'll have you slowly grab your ball again, or whatever massage tool you have. And we're going to slowly come all the way back onto your back. Feet are on the ground, knees are pointing up. And you're going to take your right hand and cross your arm over your body to try to place the ball underneath your right shoulder. Now, there's a lot of different options here because we have a lot of musculature that might be feeling tender. So what I want you to do is use your hand to manipulate the ball into an area that feels like, you know what it'll feel like. It'll feel like a nice massage. See if you can relax your head. And you just want to make sure you're not pushing directly on bone, which won't feel very good. So hopefully you'll recognize that. And then once you find a spot that you feel like could use some tension release, I want you to try to release your hand and see if you can just press your heels into the ground, pressing yourself into that ball. Now you're trying to maintain your breath. Let's take a big deep breath in together and exhale out. We're taking 3 more deep breaths here. If you're still trying to find a spot, that's okay. Just keep rolling. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more time. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Slowly release. Everything is under control. Hopefully by now you've understood that this class is not about rushing from one to the next. It's not about our cardiovascular fitness. We're working on our inner strength and mindfulness here. So let's slowly release. The left hand has your ball or foam roller. You can adapt this to whatever tool you have. But a ball is usually something that most people have because you can find a tennis ball or something laying around. So let's take the ball and slowly place it, again, underneath that opposite shoulder here. And this side might feel a little bit different. You might need to try to roll around, open up that scapula, try to move it out of the way. See what feels like you could use a little bit of release. A lot of us are adapting to work from home environments or spending more time in front of the screen as everything is online now. So these muscles are almost working in overtime, trying to keep our posture upright from being hunched over and working against gravity. So try to find an area that you need. And once you're there, see if you can just press into it. The more you dig your heels down, the more you're driving your body weight back into this ball to release that muscle. See if you can close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Find your focus. You might still be finding a spot. That's okay. You're still releasing tension. Deep breathing. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Find your release. See if you can notice the tissue actually releasing here. 2 more deep breaths in and out. Inhale deeply. Exhale it all out. And slowly take your time, releasing out of that posture, taking your massage tool out towards the side. Slowly start to straighten your legs, straighten your arms, taking whatever final position feels most comfortable to you. Then slowly start shaking your head no. Notice how it feels. I already feel some nice tissue release. I feel like I have more range of motion in my neck. So hopefully you're noticing some of the same. See if you can keep your eyes closed and just focus on any sensations you have. If you have any particular smells or aromas going on, or you feel anything different, any tension, or you hear the sounds, maybe through the music or just outdoor sounds. And try to come back to stillness as we come back to balancing our mind with our body. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Today was all about self-massage and releasing tension and teaching you different ways that you can help release tension and tightness throughout your body. So you can take these tips and tools and use them in other areas that you might be feeling pain or tightness, or just use them on a nice recovery day. Deep inhale and deep exhale. And if you have time, feel free to stay here as long as you need to give yourself some quietness and stillness in the mind. And take your time coming back into your body when you're ready. So you might just start with wiggling your fingers and your toes, circling your wrists and your ankles, maybe shaking your neck. We've been practicing our different movements from shaking your head no, and shaking your head yes. And then you always have I don't know. And that's okay too. Try to find some stillness and some calmness in not knowing, and maybe the uncertainty of these times. And as always, feel free to reach out with any questions you might have at Skylar, SKYLAR, at youneedthelab.com. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, You Need the Lab, and follow us on Instagram to get updates on all of the new virtual remote sessions and events that we'll be doing. So I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're feeling balanced. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again for our next one. Thanks for coming. Peace out.